This is a KPRC Channel 2 News Update.
One more day, and then we reach the holiday weekend, and it's a 3-day weekend at that. Although some of you get off today, and for you all, it's a 4-day weekend. But eventually, all of us are going to get to enjoy some beach or just some vacation, and all of us are going to want the beach, especially going through this forecast. It has a lot of warm temperatures in it, and 84 seems cool compared to what we're talking about. 84 in Galveston feels like 96, and eventually that's what we're going to be dealing with. Low to mid 80s across the board for all of us. 82 at Bush, 83 in Hobby, Pearland, Angleton, even Brenham and Wharton also at 85 degrees, and that's kind of what we're dealing with today. In terms of showers, we're pretty much calm across the entire region. We've got a couple of storms that are dying out, moving just south of Galveston and San Luis Pass, moving offshore. That's really been the case for all of us today. Those storms along this boundary that really has been messing with us for the past couple of days, and even messed with us yesterday, brought the storms to the southern part of the area, moving on offshore. Now, they're still going to be with us for a couple of days, but in very small increments. In fact, we do have a storm chance this afternoon, especially going through noon and into your afternoon and evening time. Once we get the peak heating of the day going, you get a 20% chance of thunderstorms, and that's really spotty. It's not going to be a washout by any means, but one of you or two of you may run into this 20% chance. Look at that, 94 degrees, so it's certainly going to be a sizzling afternoon. Here's that boundary. It's kind of been messing with us. It's going to go ahead and move on to the south. That's where a lot of our showers and storms are this morning. It's really just going to wobble around a little bit, and once that starts to move to the north, we're going to take some of the rain chances to our north as well. Temperatures this afternoon, 93 in Conroe, 93 in Navasota, low to mid 90s across the board for all of us. Coming down to the southern end of the region, it's pretty much the same story. Galveston, High Island in the 80s with the ocean to keep things just a little bit cooler for you guys there. Still going to be muggy. Do you smell that? That is the precious smell of freedom coming up on this 4th of July weekend. Not all of us going to be free from the heat, though. 96 Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. A 20% chance of showers on Saturday, just like today. Splash and dash. Not everyone's going to get in on that. So, and when you're outdoors, definitely make sure you hit the pool. Here's why we're going to be so warm. Here's the boundary that's kind of been bringing the shower chances for us. And then we have this ridge of high pressure to the west. That's going to go ahead and slide in right on top of Texas and kind of force the boundary with the thunderstorms across the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. So meanwhile, in Houston, we're looking at a dry and hot 4th of July, but across the Midwest, we could be looking at some heavy rain potential for any of you all who may be traveling up there. In fact, starting out Saturday, Nebraska and Kansas starting out with the rain, and then moving across St. Louis towards Cincinnati, Indianapolis. We're going to have some heavy rain for your 4th of July. This is midnight on Tuesday, so just as 4th of July comes to an end, some very heavy rain for those guys. So maybe you want to call those family members up and tell them to just come on down to Houston, because at least we're dry, even though we're going to be hot, very hot. In fact, 96 for your 4th of July. It's going to feel like 100 and 100 to 10. For the Dynamo game on Saturday, you may have a slight shower, but once again, nothing to really worry about or cancel any plans. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we start to introduce 98 degrees. I wouldn't be surprised for some of us to hit 100, and heat advisories are also something to possibly think about. So make sure you have that sunscreen and water if you're headed outdoors, and find a way to stay cool next week.